Good morning, my beautiful friends. This morning I'm going to do a mask and chat with you. This morning the mask that I have is the Americano mask. Isn't that freaking cute? And here's the top of it. It looks like a coffee cup. Love. It's a hydrating, deep hydrating, anti-aging, brightening mask with premium Colombian extract. It's from BioMiracle, and this is a 20-minute mask. How is everyone doing this morning? It's been good. We've had a great weekend. I'm just recovering from the weekend in real time. Not recovering. We just relaxed this weekend. Our family really needed that. We've been hanging out, just getting along, getting back into school, and that's been a little, stressful over the summer. We were busy, but getting back on a schedule. The biggest thing is I have a teenager and a preteen who's practically a teenager. They're both middle schoolers, and they love to stay up late, especially my younger one. He has always been a night owl anyways, even when he was little, so that's been the hardest transition for him, is going to bed earlier and getting up earlier. We were practicing before school started, but he's still not transitioning well. We've been in for a couple weeks now. I always find this time of year to be quite interesting too, because back to school seems to be like a whole month long. Just between all the different schools starting at different times and people in different areas. And now with social media and email and instant messaging and text and stuff, I feel like it doesn't matter where you live, you're more connected. So your circle of friends can have an impact on you, whether they're close geographically or not. So I do find that interesting. This mask keeps falling on my lip. Anyways, that's obnoxious. But yeah, so you guys, when I first opened this mask, I totally thought it was gonna smell more of coffee than it does. There's a hint of it in there, but it's not super strong. Feels nice though, it's cooling, but my filming area is really cold, so that'll be fun in the morning. I film downstairs and it's just colder than upstairs where my bedroom is, and heat rises. But we live in an old house, which I love, so some of that character and charm is that it's colder downstairs. It's great in the summer though, because my work area and my husband's work area are both downstairs, and if it was hot, be miserable and unproductive. Anyways, I promised you guys a house tour like 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, when we moved into this place, and I haven't done one yet because I felt like I still haven't got this place up to snuff. But if you're still interested in that, you can comment down below and maybe I'll actually get around to doing that. Life has taken some crazy twists and turns since I started this channel. Oh, my mask is coming off. There we go. Yeah, I have been on YouTube, you guys, since 2014, so 3 years. And I was really regular when I first started, and I started building a base of viewers, and I was posting pretty regularly, and my quality was crap. It was very hobby, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was just having fun, and I'm still there. That's still where I'm at. It's still hobby and having fun, but I have since been able to upgrade my equipment. Thankfully, my husband's really into photography too, so some of the stuff goes hand in hand, and we can use our equipment for multiple purposes. And then I just have had life get in the way. When I started my channel, I had 4 kids, and I can't remember if the baby was born yet. I don't think I was pregnant when I started the channel. I think she was already born. I'm a huge liar, you guys. I don't know the headlines anymore. So she wasn't born yet when I started my channel because I was thinking back to where we live. We've moved a few times. And nope. Okay, not a liar. I think she was born when I started my channel. She was very tiny. My youngest. So she just turned 3 in May. She was very tiny when I started. So I had 4 kids when I started. But I didn't have as many extra responsibilities. I know that sounds crazy. I still only have 4 kids. But my daughter's best friend will live with us a certain time she comes to visit. She lives far away in another state. And so when she does get to come to visit, it's chunks like this summer. So she came and stayed the summer. We had to send her home. I'm very heartbroken about that. She is like an adopted daughter to me. I love her so much. The whole family loves her. So hi Julia, if you're watching. She does watch my videos sometimes, so I miss her so much, but I talk to her every day, so that's good. And my nephews hang out with us all the time now. So yeah, they keep me really busy. They live right down the road and they come in every day. My oldest one, not so much right now because he is in sports. So he's a football player, yay. He's actually really good. I mean, team captain. He got on the team a year earlier than they were allowed last year. His size and his skill let him be on the team early. So he's doing awesome. I'm super proud of him. But yeah, it's crazy because life can change so quickly in such an instant. Something you don't think about. But I think that's like kind of the topic that I really want to stick on here. It's really a blink of an eye. And people talk about that and they're generally referring to a death in the family or something like that. But even little news like a death in the family is also obviously huge and it changes your life forever at an instant. But news of a pregnancy in the family, that doesn't even necessarily equate into birth. It sends you into a completely different mode in your life, especially if it's you, the one who's pregnant, or your spouse, or you know, maybe it's your sister or something, but somebody that you could be real close to. It kind of changes perspective on things immediately. Losing a job that you weren't planning on losing, getting a new job where you have to relocate, just all sorts of stuff that happens. None of those examples apply to me in my situation. I briefly mentioned on my channel before, like when I had started taking big breaks in between filming, that I had announced that there was things going on in my life and it wasn't my story to tell. Because it's not directly happening. It's not me responsible for it. It's not directly happening to me. I just happen to be included because it's happening within my family. So that makes the actions of what's going on have a direct effect on me, even though I'm not the one who's causing them. So I feel like since I'm not the one who's causing them, it's not my story to tell, but it directly affects me a lot. It has affected my outlook on life. It affects the people that I now spend time with in my daily life. Unfortunately, people have chosen not to spend time with me based on the actions of others. It's unfortunate. It happens. I know people, I have close friends who actually have had cancer and they find the same thing had happened to them going through cancer. They had people who stopped being their friend. They couldn't handle it. And so they stopped being their friend. And I thought, what a time to think about yourself. What a time to think about your own emotional needs. What about the person who's supposed to be your friend, whom you love? And I have such a passionate feeling of love and friendship that's hard for me to understand. But I'm not in those person's shoes. I don't know. Do they really need to protect themselves? Is it really overwhelming? I don't know. sometimes it's hard for me to decipher because I feel like we, as a society, I don't know, it's hard to say like that, as a society, as Americans, as people, I can't group it like that. It's kind of silly when people do that, but I find a lot of people that I know this day and age, if it gets hard to deal with, they don't want to deal with hard, so they bail. The flight or flight risk really is flight a lot. You see it a lot in relationships, especially friendships, romantic types of relationships. Find it interesting. But yeah, so that's kind of all the things on my mind. Yeah, it's been crazy just getting in the routine with back to school. I think we finally have something, so that's good. I'm excited with all the stuff coming up, and we're having orchestra concerts. Both of the older ones are playing orchestra this year. We have preschool classes this year for my little ones, and we're going to be doing basketball. No one is doing a fall sport, but my son does skateboard, so it's supposed to cool down here next week, and we'll try to get him out here skateboarding more if the air does calm down. I'm thankful we don't live anywhere near the flooding. I'm praying for that area very hard. I'm praying now that Irma has been upgraded to a Category 4, and I was also hearing rumors of Category 5, though I didn't find anything confirming that last night. But here, where I live, we live in the Pacific Northwest area, it is all on fire, which is very common every year, unfortunately. A lot of our firefighters for the last couple of years have headed to California, but most of them are staying in Washington, Oregon, Idaho area this year, which puts firefighters closer to home, but that also means fires closer to home and a lot of smoke. So it's really hard to do a lot of outside activities. You can't see, you can't breathe, and make your eyes water as soon as you step outside. So it's a little crazy, but yeah. So you guys, this was a really chatty video, and I'm just blabbing, and that's what I want Mask and Chat to be about. I did not mention my coffee. Look at this super cute cup. It's like from 2 years ago with Starbucks, and I freaking love this thing. So cute. But yeah, I just want to chat. So if you have some topics, I'm thinking of bringing in some maybe like beauty topics. I don't know if you've noticed, that's kind of where this channel is focusing, but I really will be doing my Dollar Tree hauls and DIYs and all of that stuff. So it's still just like Holly's channel, what she's interested in. Just if you guys have a topic you want me to talk about or bring up or whatever down below, I'd love for you to like comment back and forth and continue a discussion in the comments. That would be really awesome, and I'm going to get way better at doing that with you guys. I really want to interact more with you guys. But yeah, so thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm going to pop this off. And kind of give you my thoughts, you guys. It was 20 minutes about-ish that you're supposed to keep the mask on, and I put on a little bit before I started filming and kind of set everything up, and most of the moisture is actually off the mask on the side that was into my face. There's a little bit on the side that was outside. I'm just rubbing in the excess. It actually does feel insanely hydrating. I don't know any lasting effects. Obviously, it's a sheet mask. Sometimes they're just fun to relax and take a break. They don't really have as much lasting effects as they tend to advertise. But if you guys want to know how this kind of holds up, how my skin holds up for the rest of the day, or how I feel tomorrow, just comment down below and I'll update you guys. And tip though, when you take these masks off, rub all that in. It's really good for your skin, the serum is, and down your chest and such. But yeah, so that is it for today, you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me and chatting. If you stuck it out to the end, let me know if you like this kind of video. If you don't, let me know too. Constructive comments would be so much nicer than a thumb down, just so I know what you do or don't like about it. But you know, to each his own. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already for more videos, and like this if you do. It kind of helps me out, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video.